Hi everyone, once again welcome to your bio class because you are joining after a long break, not long break, short break, right? So now then I hope all of you are fit and fine staying at home during this break. As you know that our pandemic period, pandemic is there, so all indoor activities you have to miss. You advise to do that. Now then, but along with that activities or recreating activity, you have to what you have to do that along with your activities, you have to do your homework, right? All the homework all of you have given, and that you have to, I hope then all of you have done that one. I hope this in a very short we are getting that homework also. Now then, second thing, 3 students in class 12th, those have not submitted their homework assignment, not allowed homework. Homework is later on, but earlier which assignments we have given time to time. After in every chapter, after every class, we had given homework, and the students have given. Total number of students that had given, only 3 students are there. I don't want to their name because all of you know that those students that have submitted their homework, I know that who are those, and you also those who are. So along with the whole day homework, you will submit your homework. I hope everyone will understand that, because this time the CBSE board, what they had done for this board examination, for this year board examination, they, on the basis of the internal assessment, they had given the result that they cleared, because number of students were not able to do that as all subjects, right? So then that you see that what is the importance of these internal assessment. So that internal assessment is very important for you also. So now then in future, what can we say that those students also haven't thought about this one, it happens then, but if those students have done all assignments, projects and everything is there and got good marks in internal assessment, they have got a good result, right? So now then you just see the depth of this internal assessment. It's very important, right? So now then I hope then all of you will submit your homework, whole day homework also. Those 3 students those have not submitted, they will submit also along with their whole day homework. Is that clear? So now then, as you know that before this break, we were in that which chapter? We were in this chapter number 10, microbes in human welfare. Means 80% chapter we have covered. Only 2-3 remaining portions are left there, which we will cover in this coming classes. So now then in this microbes in human welfare, means you have seen that these microorganisms, now those are important in food industry. We have seen the importance of these microbes are in beverage industries. We have seen also in a medical field also, and in STP. What we have done STP, you know the full form of STP? STP is sewage treatment plant. We have seen there aerobic bacteria and fungi and anaerobic bacteria both are responsible for cleaning the water, right? Sewage treatment plant, all those dirty water we are collecting in a one place, and then we are treating that with those bacteria, with those microbes, right? So in continuation of that, when we are telling the importance of these microbes, so in continuation of that, we will have to take this one biogas plant. One more plant is there in your syllabus, class 12 syllabus, that is a biogas plant. In this biogas plant, biogas, first we will talk about what is biogas, right? That biogas is methane gas. That is also that biogas is methane gas, CH4, methane gas. Second, it is also called gobar gas. It is also called gobar gas. I told why. I will tell you that why it is called gobar gas. Right? Now this biogas, in this biogas mixture of gases are there, but the main prominent gas is methane. So now that methane is used as, this methane gas used as fuel, right? Fuel and for lighting, right? This is very important. So now then this, why it is called methane first of all, and then what is how it is produced, and why it is called gobar gas. So we will see one by one. First of all, we will see in this that is a structure of biogas plant. In this biogas plant that is this a pit that is in the deep under the ground. It is cemented pit, right? It is made up of cement and concrete. Now then, that is called digester. What is it called? Digester, right? This is called mixing tank. Mixing tank. I'm telling you again, you should have your notebook and pen or pencil and your NCERT book. Some points which we are discussing on the blackboard might be you cannot find in there. Some names are there alternating. We are telling you alternate names. So now that you cannot given in your, it cannot be in your book. So you see that in this, it is not written a mixing tank in here. But then you can see that is a mixing tank. Now in that, what we are in mixing tank, we are putting in all water plus cow dung or cattle dung, right? Now then that is also in Hindi, it is called gobar. So now that is used here, and by using this gobar in this digester, so then that is called gobar gas, right? So now how that, as you see in class 11th you have seen, then we have done bacteria, archaebacteria. You have done archaebacteria. In that, one of the type of archaebacteria, that is methanogens. That is methanogens. Now these methanogens, that is a group of bacteria, these are bacteria present in the rumen of cattle or ruminant animals. In class 11th also you have done. These methanogen bacteria, these are present in the rumen. Rumen is the part of stomach in cattle, right? And then that will feed on cellulosic material. Means these are cattle are the herbivores. Then they are taking only plants. Plant cell were made up of cellulose. So cellulose is present, and that cellulose is broken down by these bacteria, right? By these bacteria, cellulose is broken down. So now then, means that will be in that digestion, that methanogen bacteria are important for cattle. And now then, that excreta of cattle, that excreta is called dung, or it is also called cattle dung, cow dung. And now then, in that dung, these methanogen bacteria are present, right? So then when we are, the aim of putting these cow dung, cattle dung in this along with that water, through this, that is a one inlet, that is outlet. This is inlet and this is outlet. This is a long pit that is cemented. Now that will be one, just our covering is the floating covering, not fixed, floating covering. When the gas is produced here, now gas will rises up. And gas will rise up in this, and then through this here, through this pipe, it will go for the domestic supply. Then the people are using as a fuel. This biogas plant mainly situated or set up in villages or in rural areas. Why it is? Because mostly in rural areas, the occupation of people, they are using agriculture, farming and cattle farming, right, which we have done in class 9th also. And then these are, the main aim is there, that is all these cattle, they are producing excreta is there, a lot of cattle dung is there. And then second, then they have got agriculture farming. So then what they are using by setting up this biogas plant in rural areas. Now because of that, three things are solved, or you can say three useful points by setting up this biogas plant. What are these? First one, when we talk about the first one, cleaning of surrounding. Now cleaning of, or you can say cleaning, means if they suppose this plant is not there, so all dung, excreta are lying here and there, or they are making that environment dirty because a number of flies are flying over there. So now then that will be, first one is cleaning of surrounding. Cleaning of, you can say cleaning of surrounding, right? Second one, second purpose or second useful point of this by setting up this biogas plant. Second one is there, that is means cleaning of surrounding, all etc. we have put in that. So we have got production of biogas, right? Then it is used for domestic purpose, right? Now then the third part of this important point is this, that is, third one is the use of, then after the remaining, means when the once gas is produced, it will go through this supply, for domestic supply it will move up. Now then the remaining residual parts are remaining in the digester, which will go for this is called upflow digester, means that will be all that will be overflow and it will move to in this. Now from this, that remaining part will used as manure, and those people which are doing agriculture farming also, so then that will be used as manure, means by using this biogas plant, the three purposes are solved. One, the cleaning of surrounding, second, the production of biogas, third one, use that will be the remaining part, residue of this part will go to this tank, then here that will come to here digestion is there, and then it will be, means that will put on collected here and then go used as a manure in their fields, right? So that is the biogas, the three purposes are there. So when we talk about who developed this one, this was the joint efforts of these two, joint efforts of IARI and KVIC. IARI, Indian Agricultural Research Institute. Now that one, Khadi and Village Industries Commission. Now these three organizations, now then joint effort of these two organizations, then they set up the most of those people, number of, then when you have visited your native place, the most of the villages, these biogas plants are there, and in villages that lighting is because of this methane gas, right? So the one main bacteria, methogens is a group of bacteria, but that is also methanobacterium. One bacteria that is called methanobacterium, right? So this is the way, this is the proper function. So here that is this one biogas plant, that is these are under the ground. Now then it will be one inlet, other one outlet. This is called mixing tank. In that will be gobar, or you can say dung plus water, right? In that case, we have got all these will be coming here, and then digestion, because in that dung bacteria will digesting that cellulosic material of that present in there, and then that will be, because of the digestion, during this process of digestion, that will be gas will rise up, and then gas will, this one floating, this tank is floating, so then that when gas is rising up, then that will also be up, and now then that gas will be coming here, and through that it will move towards this outer pipe, and then through that pipelines it will be supplied to homes. Second, then the remaining portion, when that most of the portion that will be collected here, so now that will be overflow, it will move towards here, and now that will be in this tank, it will be collected and then again used as a manure in fields, right? This is biogas plant. In the second, that is the only one small topic of this chapter 10. The remaining portion we will take. Okay, so now first of all, again I am reminding you, homework. After each and every class we are giving assignments, you have to complete that one, and you don't forget to keep with you your notebook, rough notebook and pen, and plus your NCERT book. Number of times I can say that you can mark it, you can mark this line because that is given in the NCERT book, so then you should take care. Okay, so now as you have seen, how microbes are important in our daily life. As you see, you have seen that microbes in industries, food industries, in beverage industries. Microbes are helpful in medicines. Microbes helpful in STP, sewage treatment plant, and then just we have seen that microbes are helpful in biogas. It means these are. So now there were a few more advantages of these microbes. Those are affecting our life, daily life, and for the useful purposes. As seen in biological control. What is it? What does it mean? Biological control. Biological control means when living things are used to kill living things. It means when we want to kill any harmful insects, harmful pathogens. So for that killing, we are using microbes. So now these are called, that process is called biological control. So in that first effort, we will see that is not microbes, but it is mentioned in your book. So I am telling you that one. First, you know that dragonfly. Have you heard about dragonfly? Not dragonfly. Those are dragonfly. Those are used to kill mosquitoes. As you know, mosquitoes are harmful for us. So now then, means we are killing by using dragonfly. Mosquitoes are being killed. That is a control. Now second one, that is ladybird. These two names are mentioned in your book also. Ladybird. In that ladybird, that is used to kill aphids, because these are harmful for us. As you know, malaria vector for malaria, for protozoa, that is a malarial parasite, and aphids are harmful for our agriculture. In our crops, they are disturbing our crops. So now then we are using these two. So these are not microbes, but we are telling that example for the given this biological control, right? So now then for microbes, that is a very important in class in chapter 12 in this biotechnology. You will read this microbes again and again, because that is how it is useful in our agricultural field. That bacteria is called Bacillus thuringiensis. This bacteria is very, the characteristic of this is, in short, it is called BT. Have you heard of BT cotton, BT brinjal, BT tomatoes? Now these you have heard. So these are BT. BT means B for bacillus and then thuringiensis. This bacteria, these bacteria having a toxic protein. That toxic protein means they are having genes. Those are producing this toxic protein. So then you can ask that question, then when that toxic protein inside this bacillus, so why that is not killed, this bacillus are not killed, how they are surviving? Means because of this toxic protein, they are surviving. Why it is so? Because this toxic protein will be inactive, means that is not inactive, means that it will be they will not affect their life, non-functional. At the time, that will easily survive. Now, but if this toxic protein enter in plants, and any insects will eat that plant, so that toxic protein enter that insects, and because of the pH of our gut, now that toxic protein, that inactive protein will change into active, and then those insects are being killed. So then in that one, we will see how it will be the crops are resistant to particular these insects. But here we are taking only these spores of these bacteria. That will be, these spores are being sold in sachet. The farmers are purchasing it from the market, and then they dissolve in water and they spraying their crops. By doing this, they are protecting their crop Brassica mustard. Brassica crops, number of other brinjal, which I told, brinjal, cotton, because these are being affected. Because mostly these Brassica crops, they are being destroyed or they are being killed by the butterfly larva or caterpillar. Now that caterpillar will be killed by when they will eating this crop, and these spores enter there in the gut of this caterpillar, and then that will become, this toxic protein will become active, and those caterpillars are destroyed. So by this way, farmers are protecting their crop. Now then next, that is in biotechnology. In the chapter 12, we will see the more about this one. How it will be, how that we are doing that process. By genetically, we are manipulating gene, we are taking one gene and then we are putting in that gene which are responsible for this toxic protein, right? We will see in that chapter 12. So now the next is there, this is also biological control, because that is a living thing. We are using this bacteria to kill that another caterpillar. So then this is biocontrol. So we are using these microbes are also useful bacteria which are protecting our crop. One more is there, that is a fungi, Trichoderma genus. Trichoderma. It is given also in a book. Now that Trichoderma, that is fungi genus, one genus of fungi group. Now that Trichoderma are already present in the soil, and they will kill number of harmful pathogens which are present in the soil. So the Trichoderma is also used to kill harmful pathogens. One more is there, that is next one. One more microbes are there, that is very important. You can say that will be a number of times CBSE asks question on that. Number of times. This year also in foreign CBSE board paper, that question will be there. That is, one is there, baculovirus. Baculoviruses, right? That is a group of baculoviruses which are used to kill that another living things. And now that will be the genus in this group. The genus of this group, that is genus, very important. This one very important. Number of times. This year also, again I am telling, this also question coming from this one. Now the genus nucleopolyhedrovirus. That is a genus which will come under this group, baculoviruses. This is a group, and in this group, that nucleopolyhedroviruses, that is a genus which will use the three main characteristics of these viruses, which are, because of these characteristics we are using, or farmers are using in their fields. What are those characteristics are there? First one, that is species specific. It is given, this is the same word I am using from your NCERT, that is a species specific. Means specific. Species means that is meant for only one species, special organisms. As you know, antigen antibody, we had done immunity. Antigen, particular antigen will be there, and the particular for that antigen, particular antibodies are produced in your body. As you know, nowadays, COVID-19 plasma therapy is being done. Why? Because the particular antibody against that COVID-19 are developed in their body when the virus enters their body. So now then that will be means particular antibodies for particular virus. In the same here, this nucleopolyhedrovirus genus, that is species specific, means one type of virus when we are using. So then only one type of species of that harmful pathogens or harmful insects will be killed. Right? That is called species specific. Second one, that is a narrow spectrum. That is also used from your NCERT word, narrow spectrum. Means in that crop ecosystem, when we are using this one, it means that will be, means in that variety, only that particular species will be killed, other species are safe, means that they are not going to be disturbed. So now then we can maintain our healthy crop ecosystem by using this one, narrow spectrum. Very means only this one virus we are using, so it will kill 100% sure it will kill only one microbes or one enemy or one harmful insects or pest or pathogen, right? Third one, by this, using this, we can conserve our desirable insects or desirable species. By this, we can conservation of desirable species. Right? Again, that very important, that one, baculovirus, that is a group of viruses. In that group of viruses, that nucleopolyhedrovirus, that is a genus, which the three characteristics are found there, and because of these characteristics, human beings are using it. One is that first characteristic, species specific, means it will kill only one species. Right, one virus will kill only one species. As you see that we are teachers are there, I can teach only bio, Ashwini sir can teach only physics. Why it is so? Because I will only for the bio. Right, then physics teacher, physics will. In the same case, one species, specific species are being killed by these nucleopolyhedroviruses. Narrow spectrum means means that will not destroy or kill the other species. All other species are safe by using this one. Only particular enemy which are harmful for our crop, that will be killed. In this conservation, in that third characteristics of this one, third, conservation of desirable species. By using this, we can conserve other useful bacteria or useful insects, pests, whatever. Now that can be saved, that can be conserved. So because of that, these viruses, we are using it IPM. That is given in your book also, IPM. I for integrated. I for integrated. P for pest. And M for management. Integrated pest management, IPM. Sometimes that question, can I expand IPM? You know, you have got MCQ also. In MCQ also they can ask question that I'm MCQ. Then expansion of this. How can you expand? That is an integrated pest management. Means here we can say which one we want to save. We can save which one we want to kill. Pest is there, the pests are harmful, so we can kill that particular. So now these baculoviruses are using because of these characteristics, right? Now then fourth one, that is in organic farming. You know organic farming? Means again that microbes are used in organic farming. As you know, nowadays organic farming is very popular, right? Number of times using organic pulses, organic vegetables. Organic farming means, what does it mean? Because they are very popular nowadays. We are preferring that organic food, organic vegetables, organic pulses. Why it is called? Because you see, when we are growing our crop, when we are cultivating our crops, so now what we are using, we want to save our crops, we want to have a good yield. So what will do? We are using some fertilizers also. Number of chemicals we are using for increase our production or yield. Sometimes we are using insecticides to kill our insects because they are destroying our crop. Pesticides also, weedicides also. All these are the chemicals, or these are harmful. While we are using these, so the amount of these chemicals enter our body by eating that type of food. So then what will happen? That will be negative for us, that is harmful for us. So now then we have to avoid all those chemicals. So in place of those chemicals, we are using only living things, right? Means when we talk about this fertilizers, so we are not using fertilizers. When we talk about any insecticides, pesticides, so we are not using. So now then, in place of those chemicals, we are using useful microbes, right? How it will be? We say, so such type of farming where we are not using a single amount of any fertilizer, any chemical we are putting in our crop. So what production we are getting because of that, so then that farming is called organic farming. A simple example I'm giving you, neem. Have you heard about neem? Neem leaves, you know, Mama are using that neem leaves, dry neem leaves in their containers, in pulses container, in rice container, because that will be used as an insecticides. That is a living things is the neem plant. So now then that is also, we can say, that is a bio insecticides. We are using that, not chemical, but that is a organic insecticides, we can say. So here that some microbes we are taking here according to your book, which is given in NCERT syllabus. First, all of you know about rhizobium. All of you have heard, no need to tell about that. That is N2 fixing bacteria, nitrogen fixing bacteria, right? And where they are found? They are found in the root nodules of legumes plant, right? Those are free living, that are fixing bacteria, they are fixed in root nodules. Some are free living. Free living means they are present in soil. That is an example of those free living: Azobacter and Spirillum, right? Now then, that is free living bacteria, but the work is free living bacteria. But the function of these free living bacteria same, N2 fixing. Means Rhizobium, Azobacter, Azospirillum, these are used for nitrogen fixation. They are fixing atmospheric nitrogen into compounds. The plants are using that. So now, but only difference is there. They are present in soil. They are present in the root nodules. Some are there, cyanobacteria. In class 11th, we have done cyanobacteria. These are photosynthetic bacteria. Now in that category, what are there? Blue-green algae. Class 11th we have done nostoc, then Anabaena. Now then next one, that will be Oscillatoria. These are the function of these are the same, nitrogen fixing. Means these microbes are used for nitrogen fixation. One, you have to remember that mycorrhiza, mycorrhiza, that will be association of pinus tree plus fungi, as lichen, fungi. This is the association of pinus tree, long tree, large tree plus fungi. They will live together. Both are, that is a symbiosis, or both are symbiote, as lichen, algae plus fungi. They are living together. Here pinus and fungi. Fungi getting food, fungi getting shelter and food from pinus tree. In place of that, pinus tree, roots of pinus tree, they are getting phosphorus. Because they are penetrating the soil, they are absorbing phosphorus also, and then the trees are getting phosphorus from this fungi, right? So now then, that is also useful for this. Now then, next one, in that will also means when mycorrhiza also making the plant that is resistant to salinity. Means beside this, salinity, temperature and number of other disease resistant, means because of this. So these are the useful. Mycorrhiza also useful for us. So now that is a fungi is the microbes. So now then, all these are using in organic farming, because in organic farming we are not using any chemicals. As you can say, fertilizers we are using, these are, because in NPK fertilizer, what we are getting? Nitrogen there. Now that will we are getting from rhizobium. Phosphorus we are getting from fungi. So now then, these are more important for us. So now all these are, this is the organic farming, means microbes are used in farming also, means in agricultural field also, in water treatment also, in gas production also, in beverages industries also, in food industries also, and some enzyme chemicals, all these are produced. So now this is last topic of this chapter. Chapter 10 is finished. Now then, in next class we will do the next chapter. Now then we will start chapter 13 then. But before this, I want to give homework. Already you have done the textbook questions answers, because I had given that in holidays homework. So then you have done all textbook questions, I hope, because all these are the easy. Only 2 questions which are not covered in textbook, in the textbook questions I am giving, you can note down. These 2 questions you have to do as the homework, right? So write down your homework, note down your homework here. That one, 2 questions I am giving here. First one, my homework. First one, revise topic, right? Second one, question number 1, Question number 1 you can note down because I have framed myself that question. Write a short note. Write a short note on microbes that are useful in household products. Right, it's given your book. You can get answer easily from your book, the first topic of that chapter. Now the question number 2, you can do that one. Microbes find a significant use in production of chemicals, enzyme and other bioactive molecules. Right, now question number 1, write a short note on microbes that are useful in household products. Second one, microbes find a significant use in production of chemicals, enzymes and other bioactive molecules. That is justify. Right, this is your homework, and do your homework in time. Don't leave your work in pending. Okay, then revise taught topic, that is must. As you know, I keep on telling that one, whatever being taught you have to revise, right, so that you can understand. If any problem in there, you can make your write your answer questions, queries are there, and then we will discuss in your live class. Is that clear? So now then, till then, bye.